So, there's a new version of Bloodbowl coming out. This isn't the new version. This is the old new version. I think it came out in, I don't know, it was 5-6 years ago that it came out, and I was excited about that. I remember there was a game store in my town briefly in the 90s, and that was the first time I encountered Bloodbowl and Games Workshop products in general. But the Bloodbowl seemed more within my price range as a teenager, and I was interested in, constructing some teams. I don't think we had. My friend had the beginner box, whatever the beginner box was back then, and I don't remember it being as heavy. So this has got some heavy plastic in here. I shouldn't bother keeping it sealed. This flap of plastic has kind of opened up, so I don't know why I'm keeping it sealed. But the new version, I've ordered it in. I'm probably gonna open it, assemble it, and then I'm gonna use the Army Painter markers to paint it, because, well, I'll probably prime it as well with some spray paint primer, and then use the markers to paint it and see how that is. Being someone who rarely ever paints things and doesn't particularly look forward to painting things, I think I might enjoy doing the marker thing. And from what I've seen online with these Army Painter markers, they look like they do a fairly good job. Maybe do some airbrush highlights and some dry brushing and wet palette and that kind of stuff to finish it off. Maybe. I'll see how far I get into it. But now, the skeletons don't excite me. They were never the things that I chose. Undead, I'm never that interested in undead, so I don't really want to have a football game with my team being undead. This was more, classic. Well, I can't. It's either humans or elves and orcs. It's probably humans and orcs, I'm guessing. And I should probably put it together and maybe also assemble this one. But, I guess these are outdated rules by this point, so there's really no point. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers that handle Games Workshop stuff, I guess they've offhand mentioned it, but there's not a lot of talk about it. I think there is one channel that talks almost exclusively about Blood Bowl, and I think more people should talk about Blood Bowl. I think it's a pretty fun, interesting game, and I think that, to me, it might even be superior to 40K, although I'm not a big... I've played only a few games of 40K, and I've watched a lot of people play 40K over the decades, and talked to a lot of people about 40K over the decades. But Blood Bowl just seems more nuanced, whereas 40K is more of, let's move things together and roll lots of dice, which can be fun, but there's a lot more things going on with Blood Bowl, with, large characters throwing small characters that are holding the ball, steamrollers coming out, chainsaws, flamethrowers, injuries, just all kinds of crazy stuff going on in Blood Bowl that tactically are interesting, but also create a lot of nuance. And I just think it's a pretty cool little game, and I always wanted to play a full season of Blood Bowl, and I couldn't drum up people that were interested in it other than me and one friend. And then that game store disappeared, or we moved away. I don't know which happened first, but I think that people should at least try out Blood Bowl, because it's not as I guess hard on the wallet as most games of this type, right? Like, you got Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, which are continually sucking money out of your wallet, or you've got Warhammer, which is to a lesser degree, but also sucking money out of your wallet continually. And this is closer to a board game where it'll suck a bunch of money out of your wallet, and you'll make a team, and you might make multiple teams, but probably at first you'll just have one good team. And I assume you play that team for a full season, and then you add to it during some roster part of the season. So I don't think that there's a need to continually go to the well and spend a lot of money on Blood Bowl, and maybe that's probably why Games Workshop doesn't prioritize Blood Bowl and does prioritize 40K. But, that doesn't mean you have to. If you're interested in this, Games Workshop universe and the look of things and crazy violence, and then football, who's not interested in football, I think you should check it out when the new set comes out, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm certainly gonna try it and enjoy it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comments below. Have a good day.